Okay, good morning, everybody. I think actually it's good afternoon. Amber and I are coming to you from Southern California, actually. We're not too far from each other, Amber. And I'm Lisa Griggs. I'm your host today of the Winner's Circle for Team Win. And today we are so excited to have you on, Amber, and your little baby. I
Yeah.
love it. Introduce us to your little girl.
Yes, this is Mia.
Hi, Mia. So I got to meet Mia in Utah. And I was up there taking a look at the company, and I loved that you had your daughter there. I thought it was so amazing. And I know that that was a challenging trip to some degree because, you're there, you're for business. You want to obviously take in this event, this summit that was going on, and you have your daughter with you, and I know there was some crazy times there for a minute. So,
Yes.
what inspired you to bring your daughter to that event?
Well, as you can see, she's very attached to me. Um, and it was kind of like, I had already planned to go, and my husband and I were talking about it. And he said, well, like, there's no way you can go without Mia because, and I was like, I had a moment of just like, are you kidding me right now? You know, like, let's just try to make this work. But she, yeah, so it was like, okay, I'm either gonna go with her or not go at all. And so I'm like, I have to make this. Okay, hold on. So she's still nursing.
Yes,
We're just
beautiful.
gonna do
I
that.
love that. And how many
Hold
kids do you
on.
have? How many children do you have?
I have a total of three.
Three children. Okay. So I love how organic this is today.
It's very organic.
Very, very
This is my
organic.
life.
Yeah. And I love that you're a mom and that you're, doing this business. Obviously, there's a lot of chasing the clock. There's a tremendous
Oh
amount of
my
work.
gosh. Yeah.
And, you've hung in there. How long have you been in direct selling?
My first direct sales company I joined in 2008. So I was actually 25 at the time. And I remember since I was 21, uh, I was working at Buca de Beppo in Old Town Pasadena, and I was a hostess at the time. I was standing at the podium, looking outside, watching a bunch of people just going about their life. And I remember thinking to myself, how cool would it be to get paid doing whatever it is that you're doing?
Mm-hmm.
No matter what you're doing, just have money going into your account or. So fast forward, so that was 2004. Fast forward to 2008, one of my friends, she was a kickboxing instructor and she's a professional kickboxer. She told me about this product that was a liquid vitamin, and it had some other products that worked with the product synergistically. And I was like, okay, this is awesome. So, they sold the dream along with the product. It was a great product. And, but I think my personal growth wasn't there
Okay.
just yet to like stay with it. I knew what I wanted, but also leadership is so important too. Yeah.
So important.
Yeah. And I've been with several other companies. And I think finally now we're in a company that has the leadership that I've always wanted and needed, you know, in this type of industry, you have to have solid leadership, you know. So team cohesiveness,
Yes.
that's so important. And that's what makes our team special. And I know that might sound a bit cliche, you hear that a lot, but it really does matter. And I think, being in this company now has taught me or it's really opened my eyes about what it means to have that team cohesiveness and being in the right place at the right time. You know, I've heard that so many times over the years, like you have to be in the right place at the right time. And, you know, and I thought, well, people are just saying that. They're not being real. They're just saying that because they want you to join and all that. But now I really feel that here in our company.
Have you had a lot of growth while you've been here, just like personal growth? Um, you know, mindset, what do you, when you say growth, how does that look to you?
Yes, I've definitely had a lot of personal growth. I had some, I think, trauma imprints from being in past companies and not knowing if this was going to work in the beginning. I kind of felt like it wasn't real, even though I knew that the products or the gel, you know, was working for me. You know, I had a great, some great benefits right away. And there was this part of me that still didn't want to believe that this was real.
Right.
And so I had to like get over that, get past it, because obviously this is real, very much so. You know, I've been here for over 3 years now. And a lot of it has to do with our formulator. You know, he's a down to earth type of person. He's very genuine, and that matters to me, especially if I'm going to continue to share this with people. And really also the fact that the product works. You want to know that this works. And if you're patient enough to allow it to do something for you, you know, I had a complete mind shift after the first 20 to 30 minutes, my initial dose. And that's not going to happen for every single person, you know, but it's possible that you're going to feel happier, you're going to have an improved mood, better sleep, all that. And it just depends on each person on the rate at which they're going to feel the benefits.
Exactly. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And we're talking about Somaderm, right? So that's
Yeah.
first
Yes.
product that you tried. And were you pregnant during that time? Because you mentioned 3 years. So I was just trying to add the math up. Were you pregnant at the time, or was this before you were pregnant? And then did you continue to take it? Because I know a lot of moms would want to know that if they can
Yeah.
take the product while they're pregnant, and or if it helped you to get pregnant even.
So in January of 2021, I thought I was pregnant. Okay. This was before I was even approached about the gel. Okay. So it wasn't even a thought yet. I thought I was pregnant. I knew something was going on. I definitely was having some type of a hormone imbalance because I wasn't able to lose weight and I just didn't feel normal, you know. And I thought I was doing okay. But, you know, and then fast forward to February of 2021, I was approached by Jocelyn. You know, she asked me about the product and she told me that she had something good. We had worked together in previous companies. So I was like, okay, you know, she probably does have something good. And you know,
We like to pick the winners, Amber.
yeah, yeah.
No time to waste. We're all single moms, so yeah, we get it. Yeah, or moms in general, because you're not a single mom, but yes. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. Well, sometimes I feel like a
Yeah,
single
I'm sure. Yeah, of course.
mom. But so okay, so after, you know, 20, so I wasn't pregnant when I started on the product, okay? Um, but again, I was definitely having some type of a hormone imbalance. And that was evident within like 48 hours of my initial dose and using the product. And like less than 48 hours when I woke up, the bloating that I was experiencing in my body was gone. It was like someone actually just like deflated my body. And I remember waking up and I was like, wow, this is amazing, because I had been dealing with, you know, at that point, I was like 3.5 years postpartum after having my second son. and my body had changed and I was getting older and, just all these changes were happening. So I was like, wow, this is amazing. And the fact that it helped with that, it was like this, again, this is absolutely incredible when I was having that bloating for 3.5 years and for it to be gone in like less than 48 hours.
Wow.
So I was like, okay, this is cool. And when I started using the product, what interested me was the fact that it said it helped to improve, or it may improve with vision. So that was the first benefit
Keyword.
that attracted me right then and there. I was like, oh, it's going to help with vision. I'm sold. Like, as well as all the other benefits. I'm like, why wouldn't you want to use this? So that same year in 2021, oh, and then by 7 days of using the product, I did have improved night vision. So
Okay.
just
Awesome.
want to point that out. Yeah. And so that same year, later in 2021, December of 2021, that was when I became pregnant with Mia. At that time, I did not know. So
Wow.
from February to December, I was using the gel that entire time. And in January of 22, that's when it was confirmed that I was pregnant. And when I found out, I was highly reluctant to stop using the gel because it improved my mental state. I went from depressed, anxious, overwhelmed to being happy, feeling good, feeling like my old self. Like, why would I want to stop using this? But, you want to just, it's a natural product. Everything in the product is designed to help your body, to work with your body. But we always suggest, talk to your doctor and make sure, medical advisement, will say, yes, it's fine for you to use, and that's it. And it was fine. Like, I had the best pregnancy. I had a healthier pregnancy. So when I found out, because I thought that I couldn't continue using the gel, there was 6 weeks while I was pregnant of not using the gel, and it was like the worst 6 weeks of my life.
Wow.
Because I went back to, and being pregnant, you're already fatigued, and the depression and the anxiety kicked in. And I was drinking my 1 cup of coffee in the morning, and then I resorted to, well, I'm going to drink some Pepsi because the caffeine, like, I knew that the caffeine would keep me going while being in that first trimester of pregnancy, right? And which is the worst thing you can do. You don't want to drink Pepsi while you're pregnant. Like, come on.
You don't want to ever drink Pepsi.
Or don't ever drink Pepsi. Yeah. And so I had a history of gestational diabetes.
Oh, wow.
So I knew that this third pregnancy, I was most likely going to get diagnosed with it again. And I was actually talking to Sally. She's a registered nurse. And, she was like, just talk to your doctor, everything, and so I seeked medical advisement. Everything was good. I started back on the gel right away after I talked to her and my doctor. And I was only using the gel once a day.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Once a day.
While you were pregnant.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it was actually enough to just keep me going. So.
And were you using 2 pumps or 1 pump once a day?
2 pumps once a day. Yeah, to start my day. And I felt great. What happened, so even though I was reluctant to stop using the gel, it was actually a good thing because it helped me to really see the difference of being without it and then being back on it. I went back to eating healthier. I didn't need the Pepsi anymore. It helped with the fatigue. I had good natural energy while being pregnant, and my entire pregnancy, I continued to work out. I kept my body strong. I did drink MLT
Mhm.
as well
Okay.
because the vitamin B6 was helping to keep the nausea away. And I looked at all the ingredients in MLT and it was everything that I was needing anyway.
Wow, that's
Yeah,
impressive.
yeah, yeah.
That's really,
And
really impressive. So are you
mhm,
still, I mean, obviously now you're nursing, has
yeah.
that transitioned to where you're still on Somaderm? Are you still on the MLT, or like how is that looking now?
Yes. So I'm still using Somaderm, of
Oh,
course. Like I never, after I got medical advisement, I never stopped after. I continued with the gel. And I was very happy to have the gel postpartum because I deal with the postpartum depression, anxiety. I'm just sensitive to that. So it's helped tremendously to keep my hormones balanced,
mhm.
to help get the weight off. Something that was really an eye opener and a turning point for me was 7 days postpartum after having Mia. I went from 251 to 220.
Wow.
That's 31 pounds
That much in a week?
in 1 week.
That is amazing.
So normally, yeah. And it took time. I was like, wow, this is awesome.
Wow.
And it took time for my mind to wrap my head around it. But I'm like, this gel, like this is proof that the gel had my body working the way it would have 20 years prior. Because at the time I was 39, and you see a lot of 19, 20-year-old, 18-year-olds who have babies. And then a week later, it's like nothing ever happened
Yeah, it's
because
like
their
their body
body,
just bounced back so quick.
yes,
Yes.
yes. So to have, and I only gained 37 pounds total. So that was the majority of that 31 pounds was the majority of the baby weight. And then the rest of the 7 pounds came off a week or two later. So
So
I
amazing.
I was highly convinced right then and there. Like I was already convinced that I was working, but that just like opened my eyes to another level.
And even more.
Yeah.
So, I would imagine that that was a big reason for you to be in Utah. Obviously, you were there at the summit, you brought your daughter, which to me, I mean, I even pulled you aside and was like, this is amazing that you're doing this with
Yeah.
your young child here in tow.
Mhm.
And I mean, when I had started back in the industry in 2011, my children were very young too, but never in my wildest imagination would I have thought to bring any of them to any event.
Yeah.
Because it's a lot to manage when you're at the event. You have to be here and there and up in the
Oh my God.
morning and late
Yeah.
nights, and you're in
Mhm.
hotels, and of course too, when you're traveling with a child, you never know what to expect. So you have things just constantly coming at you,
Yes.
and you got to, lug all this and schlep all that, and it's
Oh
just
my
it's a
God.
lot on us as moms to be able to travel with our children. And I just really I was so inspired by your relentlessness and your dedication, and just putting yourself out there to the degree that you were like, your mindset was like, I am not letting anything stop me from being here.
Yeah.
And that is really powerful. And I think that what I'd like to ask you next is like, if you could give a message, to moms that are trying to do direct selling, that are trying to do this industry the best they can, and are so limited on time and are feeling stretched in every direction. I mean, you have other children, you're a wife, at times you feel like, you're a single mom because there's so much going on.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's quite hectic around your home.
Yeah.
So, if you could give a message to women that are even considering this industry as moms, is this something they should do? Is it something they should not do? What are your thoughts on that? If you could give them just one message to encourage moms about direct selling and working from home, what would that message be?
I believe that if you truly believe in the product if you truly believe in the CEO, if everything is in alignment with your beliefs and your morals, and go for it. In a nutshell, go for it. I could have every excuse not to do this, and I want to be 100% transparent too. Like, I have resistance, you know, like there's gonna be resistance. I've even asked, I'm spiritual, I've asked God multiple times, like, am I supposed to be working this? Like, do you want me to show up and talk about this?
Yeah.
Why? Because this helps people. I'm not depressed. I feel normal because the gel is helping me, and it's like, how can you not talk about that? How can you not share about that? So I think that passion is what fuels your motivation to keep going. Are there times where I don't feel passionate? Yes, of course. Absolutely. And sometimes I feel like a single mom because my husband, he's a chef and a baker. I have a background in health and fitness, but we have a trucking company that we work, and I run the office, and he leaves driving in the truck, so I still have to do what I need to do. And I still find the desire to share about the gel and, the benefits. And I think, the company just is like the icing on the cake. We all get along so well, and it's not easy to work this type of business, but it's very easy to work at the same time because you can do everything on your phone. There's like no excuse. And this company gives you so many tools to work this. And the main thing is work it into your life the best that you can, because there's no cookie cutter. Like, yes, we have a great system in place, and if you follow it, you're going to get results. The main thing is just, being determined to continue, but really knowing what you want. What do you want from the products? What do you want from this business? And I've asked myself, and the answer to that question is, I want results. I want results from the products. I want results from the business aspect too. So it requires for you to face yourself, get uncomfortable, work on you. You have to have that personal growth. And so yeah, again, yes, I highly encourage anyone, if you're a mom, or someone who wants to have extra income, or if you want some type of freedom and like independence, it's not freedom and independence from like maybe your situation. It's usually a financial situation.
Sure.
Money gives you options. I've seen so many people in this industry who have changed their lives. And it got to a point where I was thinking, well, if they can do it, why can't I? Maybe my process and my journey is going to look a little different, because a lot of times you see people that have quick success, but then they don't last either, or sometimes they do. It depends on each person.
Yeah, for sure. I got a little emotional there, listening to you talk, because it reminded me so much of, where I was at in my life when I came back into this industry, and just wanting to make $500 a month. I was full-time in ministry, and I had 3 children under the age of 7, and I was homeschooling them. And I just wanted to make extra $500 a month. I never anticipated that direct selling was going to be my full-time career as a mom, and as a single mom. And as you said, like, just the effects that had on my family, and giving me options to give my children so much with regard to experiences that they wanted to have. baseball and music lessons and horseback riding and cheerleading and, dance and whatever it was that they were able to experience. And not only was it for my kids, it was for their friends. So it
Mhm.
was never, oh, well, we want to bring so and so, to the Disneyland. Okay, no problem, and loving that aspect of it, because it was definitely very life changing being, on welfare, and then all of a sudden making, 100,000 a year, or, and then 100,000 a month. And then, it's like, just to know what this industry can give us as women and moms from home. I love how you said working from your phone, because
Mhm.
that's all I did. I mean, I was at
Yes.
home and I was just working from my phone constantly. I just pull my phone out, and with the advent of social media and Facebook and Instagram and TikTok and Pinterest and all these platforms I can hardly keep up with anymore, there's
Yes.
so much opportunity for us to connect with other amazing women that
Yes.
want to just make that extra $500 a month. It can be really life changing, actually,
Yeah.
or an extra $250, a month.
Yes.
And I
And
think the growth that came along with that, just as you were saying, from a personal standpoint, is really beautiful as well, because
yeah.
it's evolved. And you said it best: when you're in alignment, I mean, you'll get your assignment. And if you get clear about what the vision is and what the mission is and who you're doing it with,
Mhm.
it can be very powerful, and it can be very impactful, and it can be extremely life changing. And I love that we have a beautiful team here. I'm kind of the newer kid on the block. And so, when I met you in Utah, I love Team Win so much. And the way that the new kind of collective, and kind of the original collective, is coming together is really, really awesome. And
Yeah.
to see that more people are being added to that collective, that have the same heart and same mission and vision, and it's awesome. I mean, it's been so awesome to watch. And just so grateful today to just have you on. I didn't want to take too much of your time, because I know that you have a lot going on, and I didn't even realize all the other stuff that you have going on with the trucking
Yeah.
company and everything. But
Yeah.
I'm so grateful that you just took some time with us today, and just shared your heart. And I think a lot of women are going to be blessed by the words that you spoke. Do you have any final thoughts for any of the ladies that are out there that are considering, that are kind of still, unsure and sort of on the fence, and just need that one little, kind of like push over, that you might want to share?
Yeah, it's always scary. Something that always stands out to me, because I've had friends who have said, well, it's easy for you. You know what to do. And no, it
I'm
it
laughing
hasn't
because I hear that a lot.
it hasn't been easy for me.
Yeah.
Like, I had to really force myself to like come out of my shell and face myself. And I think, yeah, it's scary. Do it scared, with all the fear. When you come out on the other side, you're gonna feel just so liberated, and you're gonna be unstoppable. You're gonna think like, wow, like if I can do this, I can do anything. And you just take it day by day. So if you're on the fence about it, just make the decision. You're gonna do it. You're gonna work it out, and make that decision to succeed. Know what you want. Write
Mhm.
down your goals. You have to be specific about what you want. And also, the thing is, here, we don't do this alone. We genuinely have a real team, where we're all just helping each other, and you're never going to do it alone.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. That was beautiful. It is. It's like everybody's gifts fitly complement each other's.
Yeah.
And because the ego is so minimized, everybody's just
Mhm.
kind of, weaving themselves through. And it's really awesome, again, just to watch and see.
One more thing I want to add. Okay. I think people get this notion that they need to be network marketing, like this network marketing type of person. No, like you don't have to be someone else. The best thing you can do is be you. That's it.
That's right.
And once I shifted that in my mind, like, no, I just need to show up as me, no one else.
That's right.
Like that's when things changed. And I think that's the most important thing for us to share with other people, because you just have to be you, not some salesperson.
That's right.
You know, you're not selling people. No one wants to be sold.
That's right.
Tell me what you have and how it's helping you, and that's it.
That's it.
You know?
I love that. I love that so much. You know, you're such a courageous woman.
Thank
And
you.
that word courageous comes from the word care. You know, that's what it
Mm.
means. It means to care. And that means that you have a lot of empathy. And that's the way that you show up in the world, is wanting to care for others and wanting them to experience something
Yeah.
that has transformed your own life and has been such a blessing and has been so beautiful to you. I'm excited to be a part of your journey. And I love you
Yep.
so much. And I appreciate you being here today with us.
Yes, thank you. It
Please
was a
give your
little
little girl
rough.
a big loves from us over at Team Win. And we will
Yeah.
see you soon.
All right. Thank you so much
Okay,
for having me here,
bye.
Lisa. Have a
Love
great day.
you. Bye.
Love you. Bye.